Hello and welcome to this Moon Messages reading. So this time round, you're just going to be seeing the cards. I felt like I didn't really want to be on camera this time, but that's okay. You can, I'm sure you'll still like the cards anyway, just rather than seeing my face every time. Might be a bit wobbly because I'm holding the camera this time, so I do apologise. But yeah, I have already shuffled the cards. This is from the new moon in Scorpio on the 25th of October until the full moon in Taurus on the 8th of November. That full moon is also called the beaver moon, so you can look that up and see what that means if you feel called to. So as always, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Please give it a like, comment, share, all of that stuff, and all of my details are in the description box. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Instagram, can't get my words out, then it will be in the bio link. Okay, so let's get on with this reading. Okay, so these three cards came out together. We've got practice gratitude, and as you can see, that came out upside down. You've got be proud of yourself, and you've got take a reality check. Now, as always, these do reflect things that I have been through, mostly today actually. So interesting that I just kind of remembered that I have to do this reading this weekend, and it's just so happened that these things have literally just happened to me, that it came up straight in the cards, and I was like, oh my god, do I need to share this for other people, or is this for me? But I do feel like I am guided with the things that happen in my life to be able to share them with you. So the first card we have, as I say, is practice gratitude. Now, because it's facing kind of towards me, I see like upside down as either a reverse message of that, or facing towards me is like an internal thing. Now, on this occasion, I see it as an internal thing. So it's like practicing gratitude for yourself. Okay, it's so easy to practice gratitude for the things that happen to you, for the things that other people do for you, but how hard is it sometimes to practice gratitude for ourselves, for the things that we do for other people, for the things that we do for ourselves? Okay, we don't often do that, and it's something that's not natural to us. So, you know, you're not just going to go around saying, oh, thank you. You know, I'm going to go around saying, thank you, Leanne, for doing this. Thank you, Leanne, for doing that. You know, you're not going to do that for yourself. So it just seems a bit odd, doesn't it? But what this card is saying is, please just be mindful and just be aware of the things that you actually do in your life for other people, and for the things that you do for yourself. Now, if you think about it, you know, it could be little things like you make sure that you brush your teeth twice a day, and that keeps you healthy. You make sure that you drink enough water. You make sure that you tuck your kids in bed at night. You you make sure that you put food on the table for other people. You make sure that you keep yourself healthy with food, or you make sure you keep yourself clean, and all of those things. It sounds really pathetic, and it sounds like, the simple things, but they keep you going. They keep you healthy. They keep other people healthy and happy. So thank yourself for that. Just be thankful that you are doing those things for yourself and other people. Okay, it's really important to recognize these things. Now, the second card kind of goes with that, and these cards came out in a 3, so they link together. So this card links with this one, but it also links with this one. Okay, so be proud of yourself is about being proud of the things that you do for yourself and other people. So if you couldn't think, I mean, this card has been out for the last 3 moon message videos, so it's still a theme. It's been going on for the last 6 weeks. So it's still a theme, it's still in the energy, it still needs to be recognised. And you still need to be proud of yourself. And if you couldn't think of something to be proud of yourself for in the past videos, then these things here in this card are going to help with that. Okay, so once you know all the things that you do for other people and the things that you do for yourself, big or small, then you can be proud of that. Okay, thank yourself and be proud of that. All right. The next card is take a reality check. Now, we've gone from being proud of ourselves and being grateful and recognizing the good things about ourselves to something that might be kind of seen as a reversal of that. So something that's happened for me recently is actually just some feedback that's been given from a good friend of mine, an honest friend of mine, and I really am grateful for it. As much as sometimes it's difficult to hear, some honest feedback for the way that you're being or the things that you're saying or doing. Some people, can't take that, like they might react in a negative way. But I think it's really helpful, and I think to be fair, I think more people need to be more honest and open, as long as it's delivered in a healthy, kind, compassionate way, where they're getting their point across, where it allows you to kind of reflect on how you've been, what you've been doing, what you've been saying, how you've been responding. As long as it's delivered in that kind of way, it allows you to take a reality check on, how you're being in relationship to other people. Okay, so this might be something that's coming up for you as well. Now, I did want to share this because I feel like it might be something that, obviously people are going through as well as myself. Have you had people giving you some feedback? It might be at work, might be in relationships, it might be some, a friendship or something, where someone said to you, do you know you've done this and it made me feel this way, or you said this the other day and I didn't know how to take it, or have you noticed that you do this? And it's really important to just step back and just reflect on that and try not to respond and react from a negative place. Now, one thing that I will say is that a pause is just so important, like literally taking a pause. And I have had a quick look at the crystal of the moon cycle cards here because I really wanted to see whether this was a message that I had to deliver out to people. Or whether it was my own thing. And the message in the card is exactly the same as this card here, and if not in more detail. So I do feel I definitely need to share it because it's really important. So taking a pause to just think about how you're responding to that. Think about, your side of the street, their side of the street, what you could have done, what you could have said, what they could have done, what they could have said. And also the reasons why you reacted in the way that you did, or the reasons why you think you might have responded or behaved in the way that you did. Take a real big reality check and take a real big, have a good reflection on it. Take out your journal, say that you need some time to think about this, rather than just going in full pelt with, anger or upset or blame. Blaming the other person or saying, no, you're wrong, you did this, blah, blah, blah. So, try to think about the way you respond and try to think about the reality of it, okay? So, yeah, it's kind of like gone from really positive to, it's not really negative, it's just kind of, as I say, it needs to be from a reflective space. So I think these two go together because you will, it's about reflections, okay? So it's about reflecting on the things that you can be proud of and then reflecting on these things as well. And actually, once you've done this, I think you will be proud of the way that you have dealt with it again. So I do think these are linked as well. So you'd be proud of the way that you dealt with this situation. Okay, and the next card we have is Unleash Your Kindest Self. Okay, and that kind of goes with these as well. So this card is really strong actually, and it's facing towards us again. So it's about really, going inwards and really being kind to yourself, compassionate to yourself. These things may bring up some things in you where it will make you feel a bit kind of emotional, and this card is saying, even though you're feeling emotional right now, just be gentle with yourself, just be kind to yourself, give yourself that time and space to just be with the way you're feeling. It might bring up tears, it might bring up anger, it might bring up all different emotions, but be kind to yourself through it. Try not to, take everything to to like try not to say like, you know, everything's your fault, like I'm to blame. Don't be so hard on yourself. You know, sometimes like something that's come up for me recently is that I often think everything's my fault. If I upset someone, I think, oh, it's my fault. I'm a bad person. That's the first go-to that I'm always like with, like I and it's not always the case, you know, and it's not to say the other person's to blame. If anything, no one's to blame, because everybody reacts from a triggered place. Everybody reacts from things that they've gone through in their own lives, you know, and none of it is ours if we think about it. It's all kind of conditioned. It's all from like our past, you know, what we've experienced, things like that. And if everybody just took some time to kind of step back and reflect on the way that they respond and behave, they'd realise that, again, like no one's to blame. You know, they were just reacting from a hurt place or from a triggered place. Okay, so be kind to yourself, be passionate, be compassionate to yourself, and just try and see more, like try and see the bigger picture. Okay. And then this card is a bit of a wild card. It's a bit different to the rest. And what I felt to put this away from all of those. Like, they're all together, but I felt like this one needed to be separate. And I think this is like after, like this is way after that energy. So I think when you've given yourself that time to reflect and be with everything and let everything come to the surface and just, you know, get everything out in the open and go through all of that, I think you'll find a different version of you. I think you'll feel a bit more empowered and a bit more brave and a bit more courageous, like the lion. You'll be able to go into future relationships in this same manner. So you'll be given, like, I think you'll be given extra tools and things to use, and you'll be taking this approach in future relationships, and it's going to make you a stronger person. Okay. Also, there was something coming through about spending time on your own, and not focusing so much on other people. Okay, so there's something that's also come up for me recently about helping other people, supporting other people, and so many times I do that and then I find myself either kind of exhausted or just frustrated, or like I'm not getting anywhere, and actually I need to just come back to me and I need to focus on me. And you know, this might be the same for you. It might be that you're just giving too much to other people, you're giving too much energy, time, you're giving too much guidance to other people when you really should be giving guidance to yourself, focusing on you, focusing on what lights you up, doing hobbies and interests that are fun. So it says go wild here, so it might be something that you might not have done something for a while that you need to focus on again, something that lights you up, something that's fun, exciting. Put more energy into yourself and your needs and your desires at the moment, because other people seem to be taking from you more. Okay, so just start giving more to yourself. All right. Okay, so I've had to re-record the crystal part of this reading because it all went a bit wrong when I was trying to hold the camera and read the messages at the same time. So yeah, I've just re-recorded this part. So we have two crystals for this moon cycle. One is petalite and one is raw morganite. What I'm going to do is just going to read out the messages in the book for each crystal, and you'll see how they resonate with the rest of the reading. Okay, so the first one is petalite. Essential meaning: witnessing the observer, an ability to detach the impersonal quality of the universe. Sometimes life feels too close for comfort. Decisions are difficult to make when you're taking life so personally. This is particularly true for empaths and sensitives. When petalite spirit arrives, it's here to give you the ability to step back and observe with detachment and neutrality. There is a place within you that allows you to observe without emotion. See the world with the perspective of acceptance, trying to change not what you see as external to you, but rather the lens through which you perceive it. Now is the time to step back and observe what is in front of you. Are you reacting to something that is triggering you, or are you overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information that you need to process and the time required to sort things out? Peter Light Spirit reminds you that a clear, detached manner will empower you to understand the true nature of what is in front of you and to take your next steps in your own time. Relationship message. There are times when you're emotionally too close to a situation to come to a real conclusion. It's also possible that what is really going on can't be seen by analysing the details, and guessing at the motives for someone else's behaviour may be triggering you. How relevant is that? Right now, the way forward is to step back, do nothing, and observe the dynamic between you and the other person. Soon everything will become clear, and by you becoming the observer, you'll find that you didn't really need to do anything to change this situation. It has a life of its own and is offering you a valuable lesson. Sometimes we want to fix something right away when all we're invited to do is to hold the space and listen. Now, that is something that I have also experienced as well lately. I had a dream which basically taught me that. It taught me that we don't always have to do something or, give guidance to people or, fix things. All we need to do is hold the space and listen, okay? Prosperity message. When you get bogged down with all the details and complexities of a situation, it requires patience and the ability to step back and observe the bigger picture at work. I think I mentioned the bigger picture, didn't I? When intending abundance, there are times when you think you have all the answers, or you believe you know the how of getting to a goal or outcome, when in fact you don't. The universe must play its part, and that means you don't have to be afraid. Even temporary setbacks will lead to big wins if you avoid reacting to the temporary conditions that arise when you make changes and reach for something greater. There is a saying, new levels, new devils. Imagine that relating to your own resistance to greatness. Peter Light Spirit says to trust and observe, and to remind yourself from the position of the observer, everything is interesting. Peter Light is a stone that assists us in learning how to be the observer. Meditating on, carrying, or wearing this stone allows us to step out of emotional reactivity and into being a compassionate witness. It allows us to rise above emotion and observe from a place of non-attachment. So who needs a Peter Light stone right now? I think I do. Okay, let's see what the next one is. So that's raw morganite. Just got to try and find this page with one hand. Luckily, it's only a few pages after this one. Okay, so raw morganite. I'm just going to swap hands actually because my hand is hurting. Not the best idea. Okay. So, essential meaning of raw morganite: sensitivity, gentleness, empathy, compassion, the gift of vulnerability, and self-forgiveness. No matter how hard the rock, over time, water can alter it, making a path where there was none before. The appearance of this crystal is a sign that this is a time for you to embrace your sensitivity and gentleness. There is no need to be forceful when you can simply be open to what you are entitled to receive. Allow yourself to be vulnerable as this crystal spirit appears in raw, unpolished form, finding strength in knowing that you do not have to engage in battles that serve no one. You are able to handle whatever dramas are in front of you right now. Your exquisite sensitivity will serve you well, for it allows you to see things as they are. The conscious universe will be gentle with you, and raw morganite spirit is here to let you know that you are not alone and that you have a solid foundation beneath you. So express your gifts of empathy and compassion. You are stronger than you know. Gentle relationship message. Gentle assertiveness is the way now. For the message of raw morganite spirit is to conserve your resources and avoid giving in to the drama of battles. People who are wounded may not appreciate you now, so set healthy boundaries, for your compassion and kindness extends to yourself. Express the strength of vulnerability by being honest without oversharing, by letting others see that you are on a healing path so that they may be inspired too. Prosperity message. Easy now, let abundance flow. knowing that when you are sensitive, you can pick up on the signs that a situation needs to be righted. You can draw on your intuitive, empathic nature, so gently go with the flow, observing your opportunities to build wealth and seeing where you must cut your losses. Stifling your compassion and empathy is not the way. By connecting with the universe, you will be strong as you engage in the work of building the prosperous life you deserve. So again, that is all about being gentle with yourself, kind to yourself, okay? It's not getting involved in other people's dramas and just kind of focusing on you. So it goes absolutely perfect with the rest of the card reading. I'm so glad of that. Okay, so as always, if you do want to connect with me, all my details are in the description box. If you like this, give it a like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. Feel free to message me privately if you want to. If you want to book a private reading, please get in touch. All details are below. And yeah, I will see you on the next moon messages. Bye.